Welcome to Baxter Yoga. I'm at the Oakland Yoga Studio again today. Please check the studio out the next time you're in Oakland, California. Don't forget you can order my book, Yoga for Healthy Aging, as well as find the link to t-shirts on my website. The book, of course, was co-written with Nina Zolotov. And don't forget to order up a couple sizes. If you order the t-shirts, they tend to run a little bit small. So welcome to today's anatomy and yoga session. And today we're going to take a little bit closer look at the lowest part of the spine, called the lumbar vertebra, or the lumbar spinal area. And this is the area where the bones, the vertebra, are a little thicker than the areas above it, because of course the body weight is pressing down in that area and has to be big enough and strong enough to hold that body weight in a good way. The discs, the spongy discs that sit between the bones of the lumbar vertebra are fairly thick. In fact, they're about a third of the height of the actual bones, which allows for more cushioning and movement to take place in the different directions that the lumbar bones can move. In addition, the bottom bone, the fifth lumbar bone, sits on top of the sacrum bone, which is part of the pelvic bones. Make sure to check out my video on the pelvis if you don't know very much about it. And that connection between the lumbar bone and the sacral bone transmits the weight of the upper body through the hips and down into the legs to create the ability for us to stand upright and move in a pretty good way. There are 5 vertebrae that are part of the lumbar area, although on occasion some people will have a 6th vertebra. The way that the bones meet in the back, so there's a big body in the front, and then there's a smaller, what are known as facet joints in the back, one on each side. And the way those facet joints are oriented allows for pretty good forward rounding of the lumbar spine, pretty good back arching of the spine, as well as pretty good side bending of the spine. However, down lower in particular, there's not very good rotation, and that doesn't really improve until you get to the very top of the lumbar area where the lumbar vertebra meet the thoracic vertebra. And we have lots of strong muscles on the lower back area that run vertically, that help to keep our spine upright when we're sitting or walking, or when we're trying to do certain activities. And of course, if they contract more, they can help take the spine into a back bend. There are some muscles that line the front area that come down through the pelvis onto the legs, like the psoas muscle, spelled P-S-O-A-S, and the iliacus muscle that comes off the pelvic bones that help to bring the spine a little bit forward. In addition, the abdominal muscles that sit at the front of the belly, when they contract on both sides, they also tend to bring the lumbar area into a little bit of forward bending. There are some muscles on the sides, such as the quadratus lumborum or the QL, that help with side bending, but there are actually quite a few muscles that assist in that. So really the whole area is very muscular, so that it allows for some really good movement in the lower back area in all the activities of daily life. This also happens to be the area where we tend to get into the most trouble with the discs bulging backwards and causing problems with pain and discomfort. We're not going to go into that in any detail, but I just want you to be aware of the fact that that's probably because of the body weight pressing down in that lower area, and usually it's the lower 2 vertebrae that get involved in that. So that's a little bit of an overview of the lumbar area. One last thing I'll mention is that it tends to curve forward towards the navel. So we call that the lumbar arch or the lumbar curve. And as we talk about other areas, you'll hear me mention that they move in maybe a different direction. So let's leave it at that today. The lumbar vertebra or the lumbar area of the spine is our topic today. And stay tuned for other videos where we'll talk about the other areas of the spine as well. Don't forget that you can follow me online at baxterbell.com and the blog site Yoga for Healthy Aging. I have longer yoga practices on the site, the practice channel, at the website yogayouonline.com. Until the next time, thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.